Boo. Boo. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. It is 7:44 p.m. and I will be hanging out with you guys for about 30 minutes. Not going to stay long. Game 7 is on tonight. I'm definitely going to miss the very beginning of it. My wife is rocking my daughter for bed, and I am here with you guys for about 30 minutes. Welcome, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sorry, I'm a little flustered. I was cleaning up the kitchen after dinner, carved a pumpkin, ran in here, clicked live, set up the stream, grabbed some water, sat down, and now I'm here with you guys. But welcome, everybody. Lightside Kylo, Finn C, Ghost, Jack Spinner, Benzo, Marlin, Finn C, Mystery Dude, Geek Talk Society, Wayfez. What's going on, everybody? Vote Bill Burr for president. I would get behind it, Seamus. Did you have blue milk for dinner? No, I didn't have blue milk. I had, I make, quite often, I make, like, just chicken breasts, and I bread them with Ritz crackers. So you crush up a bunch of Ritz crackers, bread them with, bread them on a chicken breast, throw some Lowry's on there, throw some seasoned pepper on there, and good to go. That's it. Do you think Bill Burr being in The Mandalorian will mess with your immersion a little, Timothy? No, I don't think so at all. I'm legitimately looking forward to it. You know, I've seen all the other actors in other things. Werner Herzog would almost take me out of it more than, and break my immersion more than Bill Burr, just because I'm so familiar with his documentaries and I'm so familiar with, just his voice. The fact that, you know, I see him acting. I've seen him act in other stuff, of course, but, not very much. But no, it won't break my immersion whatsoever. It's one of the things that I'm so excited to see in The Mandalorian. You know, as a Bill Burr fan, and also just curious what this character is going to be all about, you know? But yeah. Never heard of him before. Nice. What's going on, Makatsi? Yeah, check him out. He's my favorite stand-up comedian. Modern stand-up comedian. I think my favorite stand-up of all time is George Carlin, but what's up? Oh, whoa, where did that go? There we go. What's going on, John H? Good to see you, man. Nationals or Astros? I'm going with the Nationals. Just because never won a World Series. Why not? I'm a Braves fan, so I have no skin in the game. I'm just glad we have a Game 7. You know, it all comes down to this. I love playoff baseball, and we're privileged enough to have a Game 7, which is always fun. I had no idea he'd ever be asked or had interest. Yeah, I remember, Matthew, when they first debuted The Mandalorian, like, behind-the-scenes / trailer at Celebration. I wasn't there, and obviously that was not put online. It was just for the Celebration audience. But there was some bootleg footage of it, you know, from people holding up their phones and recording it. And back then at Celebration, I remember hearing that Bill Burr was in it. So, yeah, pretty exciting. From ATL. Nice, man. Yep, I grew up in Atlanta. From like the age of 5 till about 13 or so. Yep. SSK286, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that, man. A Star Wars trilogy that only takes place on one planet. I would love that idea. I absolutely love that idea, SSK. That changes things up. You know, obviously I like hopping from planet to planet. Star Wars is, you know, it takes place in space with spacefaring civilizations. And it makes sense that, you know, we get to hop to exotic locations nonstop. But I love the idea of kind of a marooned Star Wars trilogy on one planet. And maybe the planet, like, Star Wars, for whatever reason, every planet has its own thing, right? You got your desert planets, you got your icy worlds, you got your lush jungles, but we've never really seen a planet kind of like Earth, where there's a lot of a lot of different factors, a lot of different terrains. I'm sure it exists in some lore out there, but I would love, I would love something like that. And to have a planet that, a lot of different locations, terrains, temperatures. But yeah, I like that idea. That's kind of, for me, that's the kind of thinking out of the box that I want Star Wars to do. It's fun to hop from planet to planet, and it makes sense, especially in like a bounty hunter show, for example, right? If you were a bounty hunter and you just were on one planet, you would probably get caught pretty quick, unless you were very, very sneaky. But so it makes sense, your bounty hunter is going to be hopping all over the place. But the idea of a single planet Star Wars trilogy would be neat. And maybe this civilization isn't all that technologically advanced. Maybe that's the reason, maybe there's things they have to overcome before they're able to kind of extend themselves out into space. Maybe we need Star Wars First Contact, the Star Trek movie, but with Star Wars. I don't know. But SSK, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support this evening, man. I greatly appreciate that. Brandon Gray 666, I see you there. I'm looking at my I was looking through my where is this? 6 hours. No, I don't have a notification, and it might be my fault, because if your Twitter account is not verified through your phone number, I don't receive tweets. It's just kind of a way to protect myself against potential spoilers or spam from shitheads, right? Maybe that's the reason I don't see it. True Fox Gaming. Okay, let me see. Check it out, folks. That's so weird. So I go to your profile and I'm able to see it, but for whatever reason, when I okay, I'm looking at it right here. Nice. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Oh, perfect. It's an actual text conversation. So I'll read this in a bit after the stream for sure. Yeah, for whatever reason, man, it's not popping up in my notifications, and that might be the reason. But yeah. Nope, Mandalorian comes out November 12th. But the trailer came out a couple days ago, the final trailer. Always a desert planet. How about a dessert planet? Like Shark Boy and Lava Girl, a dessert planet. Okay. Why not? Just what would it be? Cookies and cream? Cookies and cream planet? C3PO, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Oh, we're gonna roleplay here. We're LARPing. We're RPing. C3PO says, "I don't want to die, or to forget my many adventures with my last friends who are left, Chewbacca and R2-D2. I barely know who the others are." Well, we don't want you to die either, 3PO. We don't want you to go away. I guess you would know Poe more than any of them, right? And Rey and Finn, you've had a couple years in between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker to get to know them. I guess that's about the same amount of time where you got to know Luke in between A New Hope and Empire. And you were Luke's master, or droid, and he was your master. I'm like thinking about this too deep in my brain. C3PO, we don't want you to go bye-bye either, man. I think you're safe. I think it's a big misdirection. I think they're planting something in our head that they want us to think happens. But I think your dialogue might be a little, I don't know, split up. Might not be in the right locations. Might not be in the right order. I think you're going to be okay, 3PO. I can't imagine they would announce your death, the end of your circuits, in a trailer. So I think you're gonna be okay, 3PO. We all hope you're gonna be okay. But if you're not, thanks for all the good times. But I appreciate that support this evening, 3PO. Hope you're having a good one, man. And you're safe. You're okay. You're okay. Oh man, too damn thirsty. Oh yeah, try bacon spam. If you get a chance, teriyaki spam exists too. Is this just random? Dude, I haven't had spam. The last time I had spam was on deployment. That's the last. There was not bacon spam. It was not teriyaki spam. It was just spam. It's been a long time. Hey, Greedo, don't know if you've already mentioned it before, but what are your thoughts on the Game of Thrones show creators walking away from their trilogy? Liam Geary. I don't really have any. It's weird that so many directors, so many writers have kind of either maybe it's been like a mutual separation or whatnot, but it's not worrying. It's just very interesting to me, and I'm sure years from now maybe we'll get a better grasp of how things worked behind the scenes. But overall, I don't really care. We're getting other Star Wars projects, and the fact that they're walking away for what a 9-film Netflix thing, right? Isn't that what it was? Is fine. Do it to it. The first thought that I had when that news came out, Liam, was, hey, this is why you don't announce projects as soon as you shake hands, because shit changes, right? I mean, imagine, I don't know. I mean, well, we know Ewan McGregor just said that he's been having to kind of fib to everybody for 4 years because obviously, you can't spill the beans. So for 4 years, Ewan McGregor kind of had this secret, and now he could finally tell people about it. And that's kind of the story of not only movies, but video games, even like defense contractors trying to be the lowest bidder to win a defense contract, right? You don't put all your chips out on the table, you hide your cards. So that's the reason why a lot of like movie studios, even video game publishers, don't throw all their ideas out there, because ideas and projects are constantly getting canceled before they even put a single note on a piece of paper. The graveyard of ideas that have been scrapped in both movies and video games and TV shows is way bigger than the amount of shit that has ever been made. But yeah, I don't really. I didn't really care, one way or another. It was very interesting to me, though, to see like people on Twitter, because when the announcement first happened, it was like 4:30 in the morning. I looked at my phone, just woke up, and I was like, oh shit. And then I started scrolling through Twitter, and I saw like people saying, awesome, good, I don't like those guys, blah 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 blah. And then another group of people saying, like, how dare you, Kathleen Kennedy, cancel these guys' show, or some whatever. Like, they were just two different camps yelling loudly about, I don't know, nothing. It was weird. Oh well. Sully, nice to see you, man. Good. Thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Let me see. Sully Hogs, hey bro, you want to come on Discord and talk with us for a sec after the stream? Yeah, I can do that right after the stream. I'm just gonna do 30 minutes. Yeah, I'll hop on for a couple minutes. Game 7 of the World Series starts in like... actually, I believe it starts at like 8:05. Let me see. Game 7. Time. 8:07 p.m. So yeah, after this stream, I'll miss the first inning maybe. I'll hop on for a couple minutes and shoot the shit. Let me see. All right, cool. Nice. Let's see. I was kind of bummed out by it. I was hoping we'd see some cool stuff from them, like Mandalorian Wars or something. But I'm not as phased as I thought I would be. Yeah, when the announcement first happened, I was pretty excited for it, to tell you the truth. Just something different. It seemed like a really good fit for potential, like, I don't know. I guess political drama would be the best way to say it, just because we're so familiar with what they did with Game of Thrones. And I was excited. I was excited to see what they would cook up in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, I mean, you know, shit happens. And the more I think about it, the more I'm just kind of have an apathetic feeling towards it, you know? But yeah. You're ignoring your viewers. What are you talking about, dumbass? Not ignoring you. Spiffy Dart, what's going on, man? 6 foot, good to see ya. You're a bold one, kill him. I think most people are pissed because of how bad the Game of Thrones final season was. I still think they're good at what they do for the most part. Yeah, there were bits and pieces that I liked about the final season of Game of Thrones. But overall, like, it wasn't just the final season of Game of Thrones that I wasn't crazy about. It was the couple seasons leading into it. My favorite seasons of Game of Thrones were... Well, my favorite season was definitely the first season. But, you know, the following couple seasons after that were great. You were constantly put on your toes. You didn't know what was going to happen. It was a lot less... I don't know. It was a lot less... I guess fantastical and magical in those first early seasons, and that's what I really loved about it. It kind of felt like a relatively realistic medieval show centered around people vying for power, and that's what I really liked about it. And the more it got into White Walkers, and the more it got into like the three-eyed raven, and the more it got into the many-faced gods and all that kind of stuff, I just started getting a lot... I still watched it, I was still into it, but I was a lot less into it. Let's just say that. So, but yeah. What's going on, Tom? Good to see you, man. Seth White. Are those battle droids reprogrammed, or is there going to be a Clone Wars flashback? That's a good question. I'm betting on the former. I doubt it will be a flashback. I doubt... I mean, I don't know. It all depends, I suppose. But I can definitely see it being... Ah, man, that's really tough. That's really tough. I don't know. If it's a flashback, I can't imagine it's a flashback for the Mandalorian, because he seems like a relatively young guy, right? So, well, I don't know. Would the time frame line up if that was like the Mandalorian as a kid? My first thought, though, Seth, was that they are repurposed. They're reprogrammed. And I love that idea. I love the idea of, you know, when a military moves out, when governments and organizations and units move out of territory, they often leave things behind, or you know, things are abandoned. And I love the idea of maybe some old hardware, some old machinery being repurposed by like a warlord in the Mandalorian show, right? Maybe he has some battle droids. Maybe he has, you know, a bunch of other things too that he's acquired over the years. And I just love that idea. I love the idea of kind of, you know, when things are tough, you make do with what you can find, right? But yeah, I like the idea. Grady. Grady's asking, out of the 4 new movies that have come out since Disney has taken over, which has been my personal favorite? The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi kind of hit me for 2 different reasons. And those kind of flip-flop constantly, but I would say my favorite has been The Force Awakens. My second favorite is The Last Jedi. My third favorite is Solo, and my fourth favorite is Rogue One, out of the 4 films we've had so far. Yeah. Yeah. Probably 35. Okay. How's the house going? It's going really well. It's pretty much, I mean, maybe like a month left. Maybe a month and a half, probably at the longest. A month and a half. The siding's on. The walls are on inside. Pretty much all they have left now are like cabinets and painting and touching up and stuff like that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Hard to believe. It's gone really fast. It's gone really fast. It would fit his age. All right. Brandon says, I think Solo didn't get enough credit for what it was trying to do. I fully enjoyed it. Where did that go? There we go. And gave us a few nuggets of callbacks from the OT. Yeah, you know, man, I like the more to tell you the truth, out of all the Star Wars movies, it's the one that whenever I rewatch it, I like it more. You know, for the most part, Rogue One was the opposite. The more I watched it, the more I disliked it. The Last Jedi, the more I watched it, the more I liked it. But nothing compares by scale to Solo. You know, the first time I watched it, I was like, whatever. And then I watched it a few more times, and I was like, all right, this is just a fun flick. You know, I enjoy this. Overall, though, it really doesn't do too much for me. You know, it felt like a checklist. All these things that we already knew about Han Solo kind of condensed into a 2-hour film, right? It's like, okay, what do we know about Han Solo? What do we need to know? What do we need to throw into the movie? He meets Chewbacca. Check. He meets Lando. Check. He plays Sabacc. Check. He sees the Falcon. Check. He wins the Falcon. Check. He goes on the Kessel Run. Check. You see the die. Check. He gets his blaster. Check. Like, it's just a big checklist of Han Solo's entire life as we know it, boiled down to 2 hours. And it was just kind of, I don't know. My favorite part, honestly, of what I wish was explored a little more in Solo was the very beginning with Proxima, where Solo and Kira? Is that her name? It auto-corrected to Solomon. Kira. There you go. Yeah. That the very beginning was some of my favorite pieces in the entire movie. I wish the entire movie explored that. You know, a younger, maybe a more, how do I put this? Almost like Rufio from Hook, right? The older kid who kind of looks after a bunch of orphans in a way. And I thought it would have been fun for Solo to be kind of about that. You know, a young Han living on the street under this crime lord, maybe protecting some kids and being kind of the leader in that environment, you know? Whenever I think of Solo, that's what I think of, and I just keep going like, man, I wish I want that movie, you know? But yeah. I don't like the way he got his last name Solo. Oh yeah, me either. Yeah, me either. Tom Davis, I still love Solo more than Rogue One. I love the small scale of it. No big galactic stakes. Yep, that's nope. I'm in complete agreement with you there. Like, Voss, it was definitely smaller stakes. You know, smaller mission. Much more character focus. Yeah, like you said, no galactic stakes. And it was hyper focused, and I remember talking about that briefly in my video, how I liked Voss as a character. He wasn't just this enormous, like, I don't know, galactic threat. He was a kind of a crime lord, and yeah, I like that aspect of it for sure. Dryden Voss. For me, my enjoyment of Star Wars comes from the films. Looks decent, but it just doesn't interest me. The Mandalorian, Jacob? I'm with you when it comes to Star Wars films. I don't think I will ever be more excited for anything in Star Wars more than the movies. For me, Star Wars is just a big movie-going experience, you know? You sit down in the theater. It's a communal experience. And, yeah, Star Wars, to me, is most exciting when it's on a big screen. But I'm extremely excited for this just because it's something new, right? The first Star Wars live-action TV show. It looks fantastic. But, yeah, I see what you're saying. All right, guys. I got a jet, so I'm gonna hop on Discord for maybe 5-10 minutes if that's cool, guys. Baseball game just started. Gonna be watching that late into the evening. But I'm trying to think. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll get a video up tomorrow. It is Halloween. If I do stream, I might stream the Friday the 13th game. I reinstalled that. I don't know if anybody would give a shit if I played that. but I've been kind of antsy. I want to play a little bit of Friday the 13th tomorrow. And that's all depending on if my daughter takes a decent nap. Today she napped for a decent amount of time, but as soon as I stopped streaming, she popped up. So I was like, oh man, but it's all right. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Sully Hogs, thank you for the super chat and channel support. C3PO, thank you for the super chat and channel support. And SSK286, thank you for the super chat and channel support as well. All right, guys. Yep, so stream tomorrow. Maybe not a video tomorrow, we'll see. Actually, I had a video idea for tomorrow. I might get something up, but no promises. Anyway, if I don't see you guys tomorrow, have a happy Halloween. If I do see you tomorrow, I will see you when I see you. All right? Cool. Enjoy, guys. See ya.